Boys, good morning. Welcome to another Friday morning. This morning we're going to do Sneaky finally. I've been talking about him the other weeks, or at least mentioned him, I know. So let's go ahead and get right into it. He's Grandmaster 705 LP right now, 30% win rate in the past 10 games. KDA's look decent here. Pretty good Vayne game yesterday. And just all over the place. But what we're going to be looking at is the Xayah game. Because a lot of damage output. He was, according to op.gg, which I don't know where I always look at because a lot of times it's super inaccurate, I feel like. Anyways, he was the best on his team compared to everybody else on his team, placing dead last according to op.gg. 11, 7, 12, 7.4 CS per minute, 74% KP. Pretty high, especially if you compare it to most of his other recent games. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get a lot of things going on. Xayah has a pretty high win rate right now. So yeah, let's get right into it. Here are his runes. He's going lethal tempo, presence of mind, coup de grace, and attack speed. Inspiration secondary biscuits, and then the cooldown one. He's going against a Syndra, Rakan, Botling, and Pyke is his support. So he's got the MR runes, which I feel like I always forget to do whenever I'm playing. Adaptive Force, attack speed. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Doesn't have to leash, which is pretty nice. He can get into lane pretty quick and get prio. I'm going to just keep him lightly on in the background. I know he interacts with his stream a bunch, but just in case he does say something like why he's doing what he's doing. I wouldn't be surprised if he releases this game into his YouTube. Just because since I got buffed, he likes to make videos about how the buffs feel and everything. Alright, Rakan's going in. Xayah doesn't have a bunch of any kill pressure, level 1, so pretty safe for him to just go in. Both teams hit level 2 at the same time. Gets the Q. Oh, I was about to say flashy, but it looked a bit awkward. He still went for it and absolutely nailed him, so that was really nice. Level 2 is definitely where Xayah gets kill pressure, especially in a Xayah Rakan lane. Whenever I play Xayah Rakan, I like to do W first. I know that's not super popular, but it gives Rakan attack speed whenever he goes in. And whenever Rakan attacks with your W, it also gives you feathers. So both of you have to attack twice, and it'll be 4 feathers. Which is enough to get a stun, and I think it's one more than a Q auto, as long as he gets 2 autos off too. But he also gets attack speed, so it's not like it's that hard. He was just talking about how his flash allowed him to kill Rakan because he got every feather on him. It was a beautiful flashy. I love those plays. Alright, little scuffle in the river, protecting the scuttle crab by Rakan. Coming back to lane, has the double longsword. He's in a really good spot. Syndra didn't back. He could put the wave in a terrible position for her. My guess is that he's going to freeze it right where it's going to be, right here. 4 casters is more than enough. I guess it's the safe amount for... Yikes. It's the safe amount for whenever there's a cannon wave. Okay, so Syndra does have teleport. I didn't see that beforehand. So that's why she felt comfortable backing there when she did. This does not look good for his team. But it'll zone them off a wave a little bit, and they'll steal a lot of his freeze. So that's super frustrating. Super frustrating whenever your team comes down and they're like, "Oh, we'll just hit the wave," just for no reason, literally no reason. Because since his team was just down here, since his jungler just showed down here, that applies a lot of pressure to Syndra and Rakan, thinking, okay, he's still down here, or at least he's still around the area. Like, he might be farming Krugs, so he could be here in 15 seconds. And whenever your team hits your wave, it's like, okay, well, now I'm forced into either a slow push or a fast push for a crash. And then it puts you in an awkward spot, especially because we just saw Xayah about 30 seconds ago, where he could be doing Gromp. And look at that. There he is. Thankfully, Fiddlesticks is zooming. And Pike pulled him out of his E. But that's alright. It is a fiesta in the bot lane. Probably just going to want to... Yikes. They got Rakan, but he pays the price for it. Diana gets the kill. It's kind of messy right now. And they're tower diving. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Jace is going to die here. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. No way he gets out of this, right? Ah, bummer. That was kind of hype. Supports are always big about timing the summoners. As far as, like, if you really want to do it well and not just pinging it. To me, I think that's more of an old school way. But it does give you the exact number if you have the timer. And it's a lot easier to find it if you type it out like Pike is doing right there. So it's a 630 AD, so Syndra has flash. And he's tracking everybody. Sneaky's throwing lots of Qs out, lots of Vs. He can spend a lot of mana. He has biscuits, which will help him out with that mana regen. So he's not really worried about it at all. So the unfortunate thing about Xayah and Syndra, I'm fairly certain, once she hits you with her R, I mean, it's coming after you regardless. Gets the ult, E flashes, beautiful play. Yeah, Xayah, oh my goodness, she's doing the damage. Very nice awareness to know his damage as far as whenever he ults. I mean, that's what, 5 or 6 free feathers that you get to land. Flash is beside her because she was on the further left side. And a nice little kill. And that's huge. She just loses 2 waves. He's going to back. And it seems repetitive because I feel like I'm always talking about crash the wave, get a good back, come back into lane. But I mean, that's kind of what it is. Get lane priority if you can. Neither support was there, so he was able to just show his mechanics. Wow.
Oh my god, Mike just got fucked.
Unfortunate. I'm going to try and yawn this because I yawn like 16 times a video. Coming back, there's a slow push to him. He knows that Rakan's not going to be there for a little bit because he just died. He'll be walking back from lane. Pike is walking into the jungle, just kind of hovering, so that way if anything happens mid, I guess. Or maybe he's going to get some vision down there. 202, nice little position. So some nice poke you can get off of Xayah in lane. You just QE, It's not going to get a root, but the damage that you get from Q and the return, as long as you land your Q, it's pretty much guaranteed. And right there. Man, it's like I've played Xayah before. No, Xayah is she's one of my favorite champions to play, so I'm glad she got that ultimate buff. Um, Bike going in. I don't know what Vision and River looks like, but they were pinging as if Xin Zhao might be down there. Syndra has 2 flashes. Right.
It must have legit just came up.
Okay, so even when Pike's timing it, he must just be rounding up or rounding down, which I mean is what you do. You don't want to be like, oh, it's 10-17, which it seems like that's the confusion there. 1 for 1, not bad. His ult is up. Xayah ult looks like 2-minute 20-second cooldown. Wait a minute, I thought I got buffed from that. Oh well. I'm on the right patch, right? This is just like a day or two ago. This is gonna be good, except for the fact that Xin Zhao is now here. Hopefully Fiddle has a fear. He does not. Didn't land a silence either, so it couldn't buy him any time. Unfortunate. And Aurelia was going for the kill.
So awkward.
Level 9 to level 7. I'm not sure why. Oh, she has no mana. That's why. Gale Force, pretty standard. I went Kraken on her the other day. I didn't die, so that was good. But I don't know if it was. I don't think it was that as good as Gale Force would be. Gale Force is so good because of repositioning with your feathers. And Jace, the king of overstaying, it looks like. Oh, the flash, dude, you're getting caught.
Base rush too powerful.
Yeah, that's a wasted summoner. So yeah, like I was saying, your Gale Force just synergizes so well with lining your feathers up. And that's what Xayah's all about, just making sure that you get a good I'm gonna call it a rend, because it's like Kalista, but you have to aim it and position. And it takes less to do more damage, I think. Nice free plate for himself. Free at the cost of 3 of his teammates. And you can see he's QW auto-ing the wave. So he's going to max his W second. I know that he had said quite a while ago that he typically likes doing his Q first, so I'm surprised that he's doing his W. I'd be curious to find out why, because I know that he was saying that, I don't know, that his W, I mean, it's just giving attack speed, it's a long cooldown, which is going to shorten it. But I didn't think that because he had lethal tempo, it was going to be, I don't know, all that helpful, I guess, and Q's damage was pretty good, so there must be something new about the numbers that he knows that I don't. Either way, I like doing my Q. I feel like my W is usually up at the right times that I need. I'll try going W today, maybe, if I play her. It's just farming. He hasn't had a lane opponent for a while now, because when set came, he backed off. That's what you gotta do. Take advantage of it. That W attack speed is really helping take down that turret, though. I'll tell you that much. This should be... Well, he's not going to get the plate, but it should be first turret. Yeah, there's nowhere else. Unless Rift Herald comes up. Oh, nice. Gale Force. This should be a dead set as long as Pike can land his ultimate. And he cannot. But it doesn't matter. Almost 2v1s. That was almost really, really nice. So, sometimes it's better to hold on to your abilities because of the pressure of it, rather than use it. So I understand, like, sets an execute range for Pike Ultimate. But a lot of times it can be better to just hold it, hold it, hold it. If you know he has flash, because you know he's going to flash, and the pressure of sneaky killing him is going to get to him, because it was just about guaranteed. Um, so it can be really good to just.
No, it's killing my pink, so I'm just.
Oh, I thought that was my mouse. I was gonna get it out of the screen. It can be really good to just
Probably die.
hold on to it, wait for the flash, and then you can guarantee land it.
Well, shade.
And there's a lot of abilities like that. Like with Ash Arrow, if you're slowing somebody, they can't get away if they don't have a dash. So just keep walking them down until they flash, and as soon as they flash, ult them. Like you saw, Sneaky pushed in that wave, took Gromp, farming something. Team fight coming here. That is so sad. Yep, he's just gonna die to Xin Zhao. Yeah, as soon as Rakan lands on you, you're in trouble. That's the unfortunate thing. If you don't have your ult, you are kind of screwed against these dive comps. But whenever he does have his ult against a Rakan, Diana, Xin Zhao, Set, you can dodge a lot of damage. Because as soon as Rakan goes in, Diana and Xin Zhao are going to follow. Or as soon as Diana comes in, Rakan and Xin Zhao are guaranteed to follow. And so you dodge the first one, and then everybody else just uses their spells all at once. Unless they're specifically waiting for you, then you're kind of screwed because they have so much. But Xayah is an amazing, amazing pick if the enemy team has a lot of assassins, a lot of dive, or just a lot of like initial burst, because she can dodge it so well. And that's why this buff for her has been really good, and it seems like it's done a lot of good things for her win rate. I think it's 54%, if I remember correctly. So if you see whenever a minion is like super low, like less than 1 auto, Sneaky right there, he autoed the minion behind it, because whenever you have feathers up, your feather's going to go through it. Like right there, if you saw it with that raptor. You don't have to finish that off with an auto, because the damage that your feathers do from going through things do reduce damage. And so if you know it has barely any health, auto the thing right behind it, and you're going to get it. Let's see if we get the, yep. Nice, very nice. Alt's the Rakan, alt and W. And then gets away from the Syndra damage after a little bit. Set's going to get rooted here by his E, come back in. Xin Zhao's going in on Fiddlesticks, gets feared away. Aurelia's dueling with Xin Zhao at the moment. Goes in for a little bit. Pike gets a pull. Not going to do... Oh my goodness, but he has the ult. He landed it very nice. Diana coming in with a 4-man ult. Doesn't turn out to anything but her demise, though. Very, very nice. I wasn't paying too much attention to Sneaky there because he was pretty far back, it seemed like. Sorry, that was just a fun team fight to watch. Because that really could have gone either way. I'll just go off the assumption that Sneaky was just sitting back. And that's what you got to do sometimes. Just let the enemy team use all their stuff on your teammates and go in after. Hope that your team is still alive. Because a lot of the times, team fights are reliant on you. Well, he's 6-3, right? Let's see if he holds up his tab for a little bit. Your team is going to do damage, and they're going to be able to survive some initial burst. At least be low. And as long as you can turn the fight with your damage, you'll be okay. It's your job as an ADC not to get caught out and not to get engaged on. You want to let the people who can tank that stuff, let that happen to them. Or let your team, who's supposed to be doing the engaging, engage. And of course, there are times whenever the situation is different, but I mean, that's true for everything. That's gonna be a death. Yep. Excuse me. QE from Syndra, along with the ultimate. That is certain death. No heal, no nothing. Aurelia going hard in the paint. And nothing. Jace is getting bodied by the jungler. Mid laner. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn, man. I finally scaled. Oh, look at that. She did 1,600 damage with 3 abilities. 3 and 4 one shots to the ADC. Actually, she was 2 and 4 at that time. Checks the Baron. Nice little wave clear action to go in there. Whenever you have Essence Reaver, you kind of have unlimited mana. Yes, Sneaky is right. That is the most important part to dodge, because her stun will do so much damage to you. And it just leaves you vulnerable for an extra Q and an ultimate. Very nice ultimate flash. Gets the E. Kills Syndra. Good little engage by his team. We'll see if this turns into anything. Staying back. Look at this. Look at this. He's not autoing. He knows that Diana and Pyke are in the side, waiting to flank, waiting to do something. And so he just waits and waits and waits. Jace dies, who's been useless pretty much all game. And then he goes for it. He knows where Diana is. Okay, Seth's coming in. He's going to get the root. Oh, get out of there. Seth gets the true advantage. Doesn't matter. He's going to be back up in a second. And yet Diana comes in for it. We'll see if Pyke... Yeah, Pyke can get that. Nice. Good. Not too bad. Huge damage from Seth coming out.
If I didn't dodge that true damage, I just died to that.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning. Okay. Pyke didn't have his ult, so I'm not sure why he was trying to fight for that. That was kind of troll.
I'm sexting while watching your stream, Sneaky. Chatting with the catfish.
Oh, yikes. Oh, double yikes. Okay, look, he's not full committing to this until, okay. Very nice. The fear gets off. But if you saw, whenever Fiddlesticks was in Zonius, he wasn't walking forward trying to get Set off him. He was just letting it happen. He was hitting Set from max range, shooting his W out, getting some autos. Set was committed to Fiddlesticks there, which is nice for him. Yikes. That could have been bad. Still has his ultimate, so he's still pretty safe if one of them decides to come into him. What a nice little ultimate there. Just counters every marksman in the game. Clearing waves. Seems like it's been forever since we've been just farming for a little bit. It's been a very chaotic game. But he's very strong because of it. He's got 8 kills, 10 assists, 190 farm. And this is something I've been trying to do more. Just come mid more often as an ADC. It's your lane after lane phase. It's definitely not your mid laner's lane. I can tell you that much. And then your team can fight for priority over the 2 turrets once you open those up, and then it really helps out the map a lot more. Which really has helped me out a lot. Pyke is dead. And his team is getting caught out a lot. I don't think they could have contested that. Their team comp doesn't seem to be that great. Aurelia mid, Jace top. It doesn't seem to synergize very well. Plus, it's like either Aurelia does a bunch of damage in team fights, or she just dies. Alt's the set damage. I like it. Oh, gonna get hit by the true damage. Almost die. Brings all the feathers back. That was a whole bunch, so you knew it was gonna most likely kill him.
You saw Set flashing in his W just to try to one punch me.
And he almost did it. Enemy team is uber far ahead. I mean, here you just gotta pray that the enemy team messes up. Overstays, does something wrong. Like what they're about to do. Gets the root. A lot of damage coming out from Xin Zhao. He's gonna have to flash this. Yo, he missed the plant. No. Yikes, that's unfortunate. So after the enemy team overstepped, they overstepped. He went really far for that Syndra kill, which, I mean, you kind of have to capitalize on something. Just unfortunate that he missed the plant to stop the Xin Zhao from autoing him another time. And Xin Zhao's a beefy boy. Gore Drinker, Death Stance, Sterix Gauge. He is going to be almost impossible to kill at this point.
There's been so many flashes in, I fucking lost track. He did? Thank you.
See, isn't that nice? Having a chat that'll let you know if Xin Zhao flashed or not. And that's how I time my flashes. Just ping it. But it seems like Snaky is appreciating his support doing that. I'm sure, I bet I would be willing to not gamble. I'd be willing to say, there we go. I'd just be willing to say that almost every support in Pro Play does that. Regardless of region.
14 killed Diana.
Game will be over here in a few minutes. We know that Snake is going to get at least one more kill here. I like how the Blitz app is comparing his CS to Reckless. Okay, we got a fight here coming in. Catching out the Xin Zhao. Xin ults. Pops the Sterix. E coming in? Yeah. They retreat off of that one. They got their pick. You think he got a pick on Xin Zhao, but Psych, he ults and has all the damage. Nice ult from Pyke coming in. Dyna's ultimate. He's going to ult that for sure. Oh, so close. Okay. Nice. Dodges. The wind becomes lightning. Unfortunately, Rakan comes in. Eats the Xin Zhao. Knocks him up, and that's a for sure death. Bad game, guys. Diana beats Aurelia in lane. Unfortunate. I thought he got one more kill for some reason. I thought he had 12 kills. But that'll be the game. As always, it doesn't matter how well you play sometimes. Unfortunately, in situations like these, in games like these, you just have to not die. You have to position perfectly. You have to fight fights perfectly. You have to be in the right lane at the right time. You can't ever be in the wrong spot. And that's pretty much the only way to carry as ADC, because you don't have big CC. You have big damage. And to do that big damage, you have to be alive. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll show the damage charts here. And we'll get a glimpse at the gold. Oh, he's looking on his Blitz app. Oh well, I'll just look at it here. Yeah, so, I mean, as you can see, 25,000 damage, which is still less than Xin Zhao. Crazy. Syndra was, I mean, their whole team was outputting damage here, and Just unfortunate. They didn't have anybody to tank any of this front line, and they had Set and Xayah to just go in and do whatever they wanted. So that's how it is sometimes. So thanks for tuning in and checking it out. I always enjoy watching Xayah games. I'm glad she's coming back into the meta. I'm glad they buffed her 5 times, 4 times in a row. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, peace.